Hi there, and welcome. My name is Illiannaval. Maybe a little bit of introduction on spirituality. Now, current history throughout the ages on this planet have documented the ravages of world wars and the impact on land, culture, and people. Society translated into the casualties of war and how families were torn and ripped apart. So began my spiritual journey, which transits into the oneness of who you can become, free of fear and endless worry. So much of what I'm about to tell you, the links will be familiar, astonishingly familiar. We are not set apart. We're all part of an energetic web. This purely casts the imprint that there are no accidents. People and events are meant to be. We meet who we're meant to, and these people are brought to assist us. And through this, our journey begins together. The unanswered questions are, can you change the outcome from yourself with pure intent? It's time for all of us light workers, stars, indigos, rainbows, and crystal children to embrace the silent revolution to change history and the karmic bands that were created long before this reincarnation. The quest that I'm on is to help and assist all my spiritual brothers and sisters to get to and beyond ascension and work through the oncoming energies. Let's take a look at time and how we perceive it. Look at the clock. Our day clock is encompassed by 24 hours. These hours consume our days, and it is no longer a tick-tock pattern, but rather segments of time that come and go like the waning of the moon. We no longer look at time as enormous, but rather in blocks that are fragmented with divisions of our lifetime, flooded with memories, some more painful than others, but they're all contracted steps. Our perceptions of life change and modify just like the cycles that they are. We wait 9 months from our conception to our birth, nurtured in the womb, fed, loved, and hugged, and silently sleeping until the universe decides it's time for us to come into the light. The light of existence, the rays are piercing. Such is life when we become enlightened and ready to complete our contracts. Empowerment is as similar as the birth cycle. It's all a birth cycle. There is the physical birth and then the spiritual birth. Both have significant impacts on our lives. Both are similar in that we come from Source and return to Source before it is time that our physical manifestation departs the Earth's atmosphere. We are all sentient beings living a spiritual existence. So from the time of birth, we have many opportunities. Vast are the array that is set before our eyes. So should a universe or God allow such things as devastation, abandonment, thievery, murder, and rape? Clearly, history has and continues to show how government and religion have precipitated these actions. These are men and women, not unlike you and me, who allowed such onslaughts to our families and friends, in the guise of what materially could be gained and what spiritually could be lost. Time and time again, we continue to see in the past and present this documentation, and we allow our children to be taught that these are acceptable principles. It is not any wonder that modern society has changed and changed drastically for the worst. Do we ever consider the costs of freedom? Wandering through our day, we get so caught up in the chaos of all that is around us that we fail to stop and smell the roses, to virtually dance up and down in the sunlight on the fresh mown grass and look up in the sky and around us in mystification at the beauty that the universe has laid before us. Sitting outside in the warm summer evenings looking up at the resplendent stars, are we looking at the beauty that is there? The attraction to those stars in our solar system, forgetting that at one time we came from those places and yet chose Earth in this time to come back and pay karmic dues. The vast population in that very moment would look and then consider that it is too hot to go to bed, complain about their day to their spouses, think of what we must do to gain that new house, new car, pay for children's education. This is when materiality overtakes spirituality. We have become a caustic society that no longer thinks in long spiritual terms. These are our days, our free will and the free will of others that what causes the friction. And what we do with those days determines self-empowerment, our day of days. Each one of us is responsible for their actions, not the actions of others, but solely our own. We clearly chose this time of free will, the people we would meet, the experiences we need to address to move forward. As we wander through our days, it is compulsory to look through these critical times and rehash all that has transpired in this life, the associations, the happenings, and critically assess, but with a clear eye that looks deep within itself to see the parts that are directly linked to the conduct of you yourself and not others, and to clearly understand that blaming others is not doing you or your soul any good. To be with oneness with your soul and higher self, we need to first and foremost forgive ourselves. A victim lashes out, and at most times we feel the victim when others cast their free will. The most important part after this is to forgive the other person. Show them the love and light and joy that is dark to their soul. The universe expects this of us. It streams down on us with white and gold rays, directing us, and we are negligent in not looking at all of the blessings around us. We instead look at all the bad that has happened, continuously looking into that quagmire of murky water. These negative thoughts reap more negative thoughts and happenings because, for some itinerant reason, we enjoy the helplessness and enjoy this discomfort. It's time to get rid of that baggage. Let it go once and for all. Take that victim t-shirt off. Clearly, there are some things you played no part in, but here is the important thought. When you are assessing, you did play a part. At one time, with that individual, something happened. And as the days of enlightenment come, you will start to see and meet others who will help you in that journey to obliterate the bitterness and to help you see the new bright you that is inside, just waiting to be born. Just as you took 9 months of growth, you were once again being reborn. But this rebirth can take months or years. It's all up to you and how you choose it to happen. If your intent is pure and of loving thoughts, it will come to you. It is documented in the Eastern culture as the yin and yang principle. All that bad perception can come full circle to the light. The more you work with yourself in the universe, that bad will remove itself, and pure whole love and light and blessings will be forthcoming. Congratulate yourself for the journeys you have completed. Thank the universe for the lessons that you have learnt at this point, and move forward. You own your successes, but you also own your mistakes. So commend yourself with all you've accomplished, moving forward with fresh hope, belief, and faith, and the creation of your new comfortable boundaries will carry you in good stead. Remember that what brought you to this assessment of yourself is all that matters, as it is carrying you. When this happens, all the celestial angels are at your disposal, assisting and helping you to manifest more and more the spiritual you, the only one that really matters. The counterparts, the generations before you molded you, but you were molding a newer, better you, free of restrictions that others create, freedom at last, freedom to be the real you. Thank you for stopping by, and I look forward to tell you about the next stage of my spirituality and hope that it assists you. Love, light, and blessings. Namaste. Illiannaval.